Another day, another action figure review. Now I know I said the next one I was going to do was going to be Anne O'Brien from Legendary Comic Book Heroes, but I figured this one is unique enough to where it makes sense to review this one before Anne O'Brien arrives in the mail. So therefore, I am reviewing Katchoo from Strangers in Paradise from the Indie Spotlight Series 1 Comic Book Heroes. Technically this was the only series they did. Series 2 never really got off the ground. Name, Katchoo. Occupation, artist. Katina Katchoo Chuvansky, the original Angry Blonde. Katchoo is a temperamental artist with a violent past. Katchoo's story plays itself out over a second plot element, a thriller-style story concerning the shadowy Big Six organization. Its leader is a woman named Darcy Parker, who uses highly trained women, of whom Katchoo was one, to infiltrate and, to an extent, control the American political system. It uses a non-linear approach to storytelling, putting in sequenced elements of the story often years apart, and going back in time frequently. They don't really tell you about the character so much as they tell you about the story of her series, which is okay, I guess. But if you want to find out about the character, then you're kind of screwed. Now, Katchoo is a very different action figure than Marvel Legends or even Legendary Comic Book Heroes. I mean, let's start off with the paint. I mean, she's got black shirt, which cuts off right above the forearms. She's got a watch, black and silver, very nice little detail right there. She also has these scars on the wrist. From what I read on the OAFE review, they're supposed to be on both wrists, but nice blue, some black accenting for the jeans, and then the shoes are just plain. Now, I've seen pictures of the prototypes where the shoes were different, where she had different articulation and stuff. There was a running joke that she was just sculpted blurry because so many of the prototype pictures were blurry. But yeah, this figure is pretty nicely done, a little unorthodoxly done. Articulation, she's got a ball joint head, she's got a ball jointed ponytail. One of the first and only times I've ever seen hair articulated. And starts getting, well, the arms are typical stuff, you know. Type 1 ball joint shoulders, in and out, back and forth, up and down, whatever you want to call it. Double hinged elbows. Love the double hinged elbows, by the way. Swivel wrists. The right hand can be interchanged with a second right hand, which is holding a gun. The gun is not removable, just like with Panda. Just leave that in there for the rest of this review. Then starts getting... She has a mid-torso ball joint and a ball joint at the waist, which doesn't want to work right now, apparently. Now, the hip articulation is quite honestly strange because instead of just having a typical ball joint, she has, let's see if we can see it here in close-up, it's like a, I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, it goes back and forth, in and out, but it's very limited, and I don't want to move it too much because I don't want it to break. Double hinged knees, ball joint ankles, and that's pretty much it. But the hip joint articulation is probably one of the most unique things about Katchoo, or as I called her in my Return of the Beige Brick video, Sneeze. Sadly, the company that made Indie Spotlight Comic Book Heroes, Shocker Toys, they have not been doing so well. They've been trying to raise money for, and this is not me appealing to people to help them or anything, I'm just saying this because it's a fact. They've been trying to raise money to do Series 2 or 3 or whatever the hell it is. And it's just a shame to see that they didn't keep going because this initial series had Scud, the Disposable Assassin, Shadowhawk, Kabuki, and the Max, who was originally supposed to be the Build-A-Figure. But yeah, it's a shame that they didn't do more Indie Spotlight stuff because they only did the Tick and maybe 1 or 2 other figures from Series 2. Those are the only ones released. And then after that, they just kind of vanished off the face of the earth. It sucks to see that, but Katchoo is a very interesting figure. She's not, you know, overly stacked like Panda was. I didn't mention that in the body bags review, but friggin' Panda is so top-heavy, it's a miracle she can even stand up. She's not overly developed in that area like Panda. She doesn't have superpowers, you know. But it's a good figure. I mean, if you need a generic civilian, or if you want to give her your own backstory that you made up for her, that's fine. You know, she's kind of a blank slate, because they don't tell too much about the character on the packaging. So if you don't know what the hell Strangers in Paradise is, and you just need a female character who's a blank slate, Katchoo fits that purpose nicely. She also came with a little fairy-looking thing, and ISZ. Show the cardboard here. Unfortunately, the one that came with this figure fell off the desk and broke. They have a very nasty habit of falling and breaking if you don't store them correctly. So yeah, that is Indie Spotlight Katchoo from 2008. And I also have to mention the packaging here because this is very nicely done. It's got the tray and all that, but then you have these little slots on the back so you can just slide the cardboard in and out. It's so much better than the frickin' clamshells used by NECA and Mezco and so many other companies. It's so much better than clamshells because if you want to store the figure, you just slide the cardboard out, put it back in the tray, and do that. And if you want to take the figure back out, you just slide the cardboard. And I move the camera there. You just slide the cardboard, you take the figure out, and then you put everything back. So yeah, that's Strangers in Paradise Katchoo. Not too detailed of a figure, but like I said, if you want a civilian or someone who could be a blank slate, you can give your own backstory to, and go for it. She's on Amazon.com for cheap if you want to get her. So, not this one. This one's mine. Obviously. But if you want to find Strangers in Paradise Katchoo from Indie Spotlight Comic Book Heroes, she is available on Amazon for very cheap. A lot cheaper than most Marvel Legends figures. I could really go on a spiel right now about Marvel Legends, but I won't. There'll be another video. That might be the Ann O'Brien review, actually. So yeah, hope you like this video. Thanks for watching.